Today we're gonna talk about my lifestyle change, and the weather is so beautiful outside. The sun is shining, the sea is quiet, and there's almost no wind at all. So we're gonna get out, enjoy this weather, and talk about my change to a whole food, plant-based, SOS-free diet. I think changing your lifestyle to an SOS-free whole food plant-based one is never easy, but I had a little advantage as I was already vegan and was used to cooking and baking without meat, dairy and eggs, but that doesn't mean it was easy for me. I had my problems and struggled a lot, and I will tell you about that later on. I turned vegan 5 years ago due to animal welfare, environmental, ethical and cultural reasons, but also because I wasn't healthy and wanted to improve my health. Well, this didn't work very well. I felt better, I recovered quicker after sport, and I had a bit more energy in general, but I still didn't get really healthy. I lived in Munich when I turned vegan, and there weren't many vegan options around at this time, but instead of starting cooking for myself, I was looking for vegan jam, vegan chocolate hazelnut cream, other vegan spreads, vegan bread, vegan doner, vegan pizza, vegan pasta, everything what you could find, and also a lot of other processed food which I enjoyed daily. And so I took a lot of salt, oil and sugar in, which made my interstitial cystitis and my overall health worse in the end. After being vegan for 2 years, I moved to London, where the vegan community and veganism has been growing a lot, which is really good. So I went regularly to vegan meetups, which took place in restaurants and pubs. I supported vegan food stalls in and around London, and I checked out all vegan products I could find in supermarkets. It was an amazing time, but also a time that did not contribute to my health. So I was looking for a way to become healthy and stumbled across raw diets. It sounded very good, and so I thought it's worth a try and changed my diet to a mainly raw one when I moved to Ireland more than 1.5 years ago. But it was difficult for me to stay completely raw. I started craving hot and cooked food after a few days on raw fruit and vegetables, and I lost a few kilos because I ate mainly salads and vegetables and not so much fruit to get the calories in. Don't get me wrong, I love mangoes, bananas, apples, pears, plums and other fruit, but I can't eat so much of it. 1 mango a day is fine for me, and a few bananas and a pear, all fine, but eating more fruit to get the calories in does not work for me. And using oil to maintain weight felt also wrong. Why I'm on a raw diet that is considered to be the most natural way of eating, and then using something that is highly processed didn't make sense to me. So I lost weight and was craving food, and in the end I was mainly raw during the week, and at the weekend I was cooking vegan food for myself, and I went to restaurants to get vegan cooked food and desserts. And then I met my partner. He was vegan and was on the transition to a whole food plant-based lifestyle, and even though he struggled, he told me about this diet. He mentioned all the doctors, Goldhammer, Clapper, Davis, Bernard, Fuhrman, Campbell and so on, and he also mentioned fasting. I was still convinced that a raw diet is the right diet for me, but the more he talked about it, the more curious I got, and I started looking into this whole food plant-based lifestyle thing in November last year. I couldn't stop reading anymore, and I watched tons of videos from all the plant-based doctors. I also started reading research articles to get the right data, and the more information I got, the more I understood clearly that this is the healthiest way of living. Christmas 2017 was the start of my whole food plant-based journey. I did a couple of days of water fast and broke the fast with juices and fruit. I then slowly introduced vegetables, grains and legumes and nuts into my diet and stayed completely whole food plant-based since then. But that doesn't mean I didn't make any mistakes. Of course I made mistakes, and I will tell you about them and the struggles I had in my next video.